Okay, I'm going to be playing the demo for a game called WorldShaper Idle. It is an idle game where you shape the world. From what I understand of it, it is a grid-based thing, and it's kind of somewhere between... It's kind of like a blend of a couple of different games. One of the things that it kind of immediately makes me think of is something like Doodle God, where you're trying to combine different elements or what have you. Supposedly, this is, from what I'm understanding of how this is working, the tiles near it, like your central one, are affecting what it will be, right? So, a little bit of Doodle God, maybe a little bit of, like, what was it called? Factory NGU something or other? I don't remember quite exact what its name was, but there's been a couple of factory idle games where you might have, like this village. Can I place it? There we go. Alright, so like this village will be at the center, but then you'll have 4 things around it, and they'll boost the production in the middle there, right? Honestly, I kind of like those types of things, because it's a bit more than just idle, it's got a little bit more to it than just, sit down and wait, right? So, yeah, here we go. NGU Industries, right? That's one of the things that kind of makes me think of. Where, you have a bunch of stuff going around it. Alright. Build until you produce, +5 power per minute. Okay. The village will produce power for you, which you can use to build more. Continue building villages until you produce at least 5 power per minute. Now you can build forests. Try building this shape. That's not where I want to do it. There you go. You've created a forest village. This type of village depends on the 4 tiles adjacent to it. There are many more combinations. You can now freely experiment to find them. As you get a full refund when you place a tile, now get +40 minutes. Yep, okay. What? Wait, what? Cost is 5. Oh, it's +15 per minute. Okay, so we are producing very slowly. We just gotta wait. Interesting music. Okay, +22 per minute. So what are we looking at here? Can I have no idea what they actually give each. Human world? What, do we get a dwarf world? Oh, wait. Oh, God. So there's probably gonna be like an elf world or alien world or something, but I would actually kind of like to see just... Oh yeah, here's Dwarf Fortress, but industry. Why not? Wait, oh, yeah. Okay, can I... move? There we go. Yeah? No? Okay, you gotta... There you go. Alright. Okay, so the villages only produce 3 by default. The forests are producing 1 by default. Although apparently forests just boost each other at this point. So is this producing 2 or is this producing 1? Oh, I see. Forests don't produce on their own. They need an adjacent one. Alright. Oh goody, a desert. Add the more power to create desert. Cost is 10, production is none. So... next unlock is at 250 per minute. Jeez, man. Ah, jeez, man. No? No desert city? Right, I keep forgetting. Oh god. Alright, so maybe that needs to be changed a little bit. Like, I would expect that. Maybe right-click? I don't know, maybe it's just me needing to get used to the controls here. Okay. So what does the desert do? There we go. Okay. Desert village production is 18. Desert bonus 2 per tile up to 10 between it and the nearest non-desert village. I see. So we want to recess this into the corner effectively. I don't think me putting that in the... Yeah, that's not going to do it, so... I think it needs 3 around it. So how could I do this then? If I change this up, put a desert there, that would convert that, but then we would have one here that can't be converted. Do deserts produce? No, they don't produce. I guess a bit unsurprisingly, really. No, that would actually produce. Desert bonus is 18. 18, 2 per tile up to 10. So is it 8 over, or is the desert bonus combining a couple of other things here? Not really sure. No, it is actually just, it is that far. Alright. Can I... If I put a desert here... Yeah, it does actually contribute to its overall production. Man, these deserts are quite expensive, though. Wonder if you can just put a bunch of forests together to make, like, mega forest or jungle. Maybe. Not really sure. Doesn't seem like it. How is that the closest? What? Is it really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think they're about equal distance, actually. Let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be there. So I think I would have to keep it there. Oh, whoops. No, actually, that's not bueno. I could try a vertical stripe, but I don't think that would work too well. Because you need, yeah, you need 2. Not really sure if that's helped any. I don't think it's actually changed anything. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, yeah, making the forest villages or not. What if I... Hold on, what if I did this? Is that any better? No, that's actually worse. Yeah, no, that was a bad idea. That might be better later on, but right now, definitely not. What am I looking at? I need 250 per minute. I'm getting a paltry, well, 3/4 that just about. See if we can maybe speed this up a little bit by doing this. I don't think that's really helped all that much, has it? Okay, 181. 217. Okay, if I delete this, 217 to 214, 236, it is better. If only just. My brain kind of auto-filled in the musical tune there into the me thing. Ba-da-da, ba-da, ba, ba-da, ba-ba. And we are almost there, and it still feels very slow. Oh, maybe that's why it feels slow, because this... it is just so expensive. Costing me the casual amount of the entire amount that... Oh, hey, look, we can maybe do mountains. Mountain core. And those are also very expensive. Kinda too bad there isn't a, Oh, there is. Well, okay. Well... I thought maybe there was going to be a little bit more of a thing here, telling you how much they're giving. You know, like per minute, by default or anything, but nah, it doesn't seem like it. It's a very limited journal, or bestiary, or whatever you want to call that thing. Alright, mountain village. A mining village, even. Alright, adjacency bonus is quite high. Alright, 25 base. Production is 20 by default, so... Mining villages do count for this. God, that is so expensive. Trying to figure out the best way of doing this minimalistically. don't know if there's any combination with the rocks in the desert. I really don't think there's going to be. I'm not really sure what this music is. Oh God. Huh. I don't know if there's any reason to really keep this thing around anymore. Seems like it's generally better to kind of get rid of the old stuff as you get the new ones. There we go. So what you do? I don't know if that's actually better. No, it seems to be better. Desert mining village. 346. 346, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna put that down there, wipe this out. Okay, so we want... How are we gonna do this as a, like, checkerboard thing here? Okay, so... I don't know if I'm getting a full refund. I think it said I get a full refund. Mining village. Not, in fact, a desert mining village. Not sure how I'm going to go about this, actually. So it's 2 and 2, either way. I think this is going to be more diagonal than it is going to be... Desert mining village, desert mining village. It's a nothing village. This was a... this was a terrible idea. I do like watching the little cacti grow up. It's really too bad that you can't just use a single piece. That only produced an extra one? Why? Oh, the desert bonus is up to 20 points. Okay, I was misreading that. Is this really as big as a map we can get? I think we can get bigger maps, it's just... this one is going to be very restrictive. Can I do much? I don't think so. Yes, the rainforest, or the forest in general, will just create a rain shroud, you know? How expensive are these now? 133, so I could actually get a little bit of that back now. Next unlock is at 500 per minute. We're at 418. It's very interesting music. I like the fact, though, that it has more than one song. Again, it's just something that a fair few of these games do not usually kind of like work on, is more than just one or two songs. But, you know, it's a nice thing to have. Why do they get a bonus for the... what? Why do deserts get a bonus for adjacency to a forest, though? Okay, just a little bit more and we are good to go. It really doesn't feel like I'm really progressing anywhere. Yeah, for like overall speed. Oh, apparently there's no full screen option. At least as far as I can find. Florian von Strijn. Strijn? I don't know. With audio by Stigen Kapitein. Fun names. Mystical flowers. Cost, yes. Jesus. Okay. Oh, you only need... Wait, what? Boost to adjacent. Adjacent what? Okay, mining village is 25, so if we do this, is this giving it a... Boost to adjacent 25%. Boost from adjacent, so yeah. Mysticals can boost the nearby, but the issue with that is if I was to try to do it with a desert village, it doesn't really work. Wait. You can't do a mystical desert village, can you? Of course you of course you can. Boost to adjacent 50%. Holy shit. Shit, can I... No, not really. Damn. Because the desert needs... Wait, maybe, hold on. Maybe? Maybe. Wow, yeah, okay. I'm sorry, it's what? I put down 1. What do you mean for 4840? Jesus, man. If only some of these things were doing diagonals, because you need to have it orthogonal, not diagonal, for these things to turn into desert cities. I need to get 1,000 per minute. Oh! Oh, I have another one up there. Okay, I did not notice that. That still begs the question, because having the desert cities, I think, are generally some of the best ones. So what do you do then? Because I want to, like, get a desert city with mystical flowers so they can actually be adjacent, but how the hell do you actually go about doing that? Can you... No, they do still need 2 near them. Maybe it has to be more of like a... Okay. So what if it's... something like that? That's still not helping. No, because then I could... No. This is very experimental and it's not working. Not how I would like it, least-wise. If only the desert cities would actually act as an adjacent desert for the other villages. I understand why that's not the case, but man, that would be kind of nice. Okay, mystic flowers do not stack with forests for some reason. I thought maybe you could make like a mystical forest. That kind of would have been cool, but nope, can't do that. So maybe at this point it would be better just to do the mountain villages. Oh, that is in fact not what I'm... Okay. I want like all this to be deleted. Remove? Okay, there we go. Okay, what do we need for a mountain village? Just 2? Yeah. Okay. So then... Oh. Okay, we might have something here. And then we can do this number. Or we could if we had the money. Well, kind of a far cry from 1,000, isn't it? I do find it kind of funny, though, that this is effectively just a puzzle game, kind of being disguised as an idle game. No? Okay. Overground rot. Is that better, though? Not really. No. Yeah, I'm not really sure where to go at this point. And these things are costing so much now that it would actually be taking, like, half an hour to try to do much more with it. I don't know how much more time I got besides. I just want to check this out quickly, and it's already been about half an hour, and I think I only have about maybe 10-20 minutes left. Guess I'll just keep going until I run out of time. It is kind of aggravating, though, because it's like, alright, we're at 710. I need 1,000, but the only ways I can really see to easily generate some extra cash at this point is just Treetop Village. Okay, that's different. Probably because it's surrounded. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. At least they're cheap. Kind of. Were cheap to make. Okay, no, I do want that. Alright, so... Wait, was that better or worse? No, well, very slightly better. So all then, I've only made 23 more. I do kind of like though, because I do kind of like the fact that it is kind of like trying to make the most of your limited resources. You know, like, you can just wait to make the game easier. Ooh, almost spilt my drink. Alright, let's see. Put a couple around here, because I want to see about maybe doing something like that. $37. Yeah, that's not really doing me a whole heck of a lot of favors, is it? At the very least, I don't have the money for it. still hasn't done much. It's kind of pesky because it's just they have a bonus to adjacent, but trying to maximize that right now is not exactly easy because it's not diagonal, it's orthogonal. If it gave it diagonally, it would be very, very easy to try to really maximize this, but it's not. Okay, so we are in fact making less now. $731. Yeah, we're still not even really close. Yeah, now they're just too expensive. Kind of silly that this has been the best one so far. Look, every attempt I've been making to try to get the boost from adjacent, you know, maximized is just it's not working. Because you either need too many tiles to convert the tile into something better, or it's not diagonal, or there's just not enough money to do what I want. It might sincerely be better just for me to wait at this point for another mystical flower. Times 15 per rock. I don't think if I move that, it would benefit me any. Alright, let's see. Just as an experiment, 826, put that there. Yeah, nah, it's not worth doing that. I got maybe, at most, maybe about 10 minutes here. There's even a thing that just gives you how many of these things you have. Kind of funny as well, because it's just like, I would like a bigger map, and yet at the same time I'm having issues just filling this one, because of the scaling cost. I need 152, and I'm just not making a lot, am I here? 15 for each of these, it's not really adding up much. It's one short. For pity's sake, man. Really? You know what? No, hold on. Because I could do this. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that's getting closer now. Oh man, villages are really starting to skyrocket there. It's very close. There we go. Water. Really? Oh, nice flat 1,000 even. Mystical Island Village. Yes. I don't know if that's really any better though. Yeah. Yeah, the water actually was giving it a little bit more. Alright, let's see. So, is that better? It is, but only by 3. Water does not produce on its own. Desert bonus, space, production, water refund. Yeah, some of these combinations are not as good as I'd really hope they would be. Like, water is not really benefiting me a whole hell of a lot here. I don't think water is going to combine well with the rocks. If at all. Let's see, Mystical Desert Village, Mystical Island Village, Oasis, Mining Village. Alright, well, I am out of time. Apparently my whole map is worth 21,000... whatever you want to call that. Power, energy, monies. In any case, that will be it for WorldShaper. That is the demo, or the playtest? Which one was this specifically? I think this is the playtest, actually. Yes, this was the playtest. So, I don't know if this has offline progression. Import save... I'm going to assume this has a autosave. I'm going to hit the escape. I'm going to restart it just to make sure it does in fact have a thing. Yes, it does. Okay, so 3611. Okay, so we had 3611. Gonna give it a couple of seconds. Turn it back on. Alright, yes, there is in fact offline progression. Okay. So, one of the, just one of those issues of trying to stream a, an idle game is just trying to get some of the more interesting mechanics or what have you in a expedient fashion. That's always an issue. But here are some screenshots of some of the, I can only assume, later game progression areas. Also just the fact that this map is significantly larger. Also factories and mushrooms. Mushroom forest, baby. Village of the Circle. Magical bonus. 645%. Dear God. Yeah, it's got like Stonehenge going on there. So yeah, much like how I was kind of mentioning with like the NGUI industries and whatnot of trying to get like diagonals or just like overall like beacon benefits, there does seem to be later on such things. It's just, yeah, you really got to get to that point. And I can only assume that the demo ends after you like beat this one world there. But that'll be it for now. It's a bit of a shame that I didn't have the, time to get much farther, but I don't think there is really much more to the playtest probably, but yeah. It is another NGU Industries type of thing, or, Reactor, Idle, whatever the heck it was called. I like these types of idle games because it's a bit more involved. It's not just, click thing and the number go up. You got a little bit more thinking. Anyway, that'll be it. So, have a good one. See ya.